Snow's winding down tonight. We have more snow on the way Wednesday before a major warm-up moves in.
Hundreds gathered at Riverfront Park today to protest new Trump administration policy changes and their impact in Spokane.
Plus, road construction in Post Falls to help one of the busiest stretches of I-90 to Coeur d'Alene. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin tonight as we have a snowy start to our Monday after a very snowy weekend. And we now start with another KREM 2 weather impact alert.
Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is here now. Jeremy, it was a snowy weekend. What's in store for the rest of the week?
Oh, more snow. And then eventually rain, believe it or not. Temperatures are going to keep climbing. Quick fun fact before we dive into this forecast. So far in the month of February, not including today's official snow total, we picked up 13 inches of snow. If you total up everything we saw, the 0 inches in October, then include November, December, and January, 13 inches is what we saw in those 3 months. So we've officially doubled it with this month. 32 degrees is where we sit, and with our temperatures falling tonight, be prepared for some slick spots on the road out there. It's just the nature of the beast. We got a ton of snow. That snow is melting. Everything that's been slush is going to harden up overnight with dropping temperatures. We still have a winter storm warning. In fact, I put 2 to 4 inches of snow. It's 2 to 4 inches in the valleys. I think it's 2 to 4 inches in southeast Washington, but it was 2 to 4 inches a couple of hours ago when I put the graphic together. We're on the backside of it. A little bit of activity now working its way south. We are going to continue to track it all the way down to the south, but really it is done for us here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A couple of lingering snowflakes will not add to our accumulation. Wednesday, though, is a different story. Notice 7 a.m., it's creeping its way into the middle of the state. I think it hits us in the 10 o'clock hour and then gets widespread through the day. Rain down in the Palouse, moves up into the mountains. It is an active day on Wednesday. And we wind up, oh, there we go. Oh, come on, graphics, please. 35 degrees with snow and a lot of it.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. North Idaho commuters will soon see more construction on I-90. The Idaho Transportation Department is preparing for increased traffic volume over the next 20 years.
That's why they're working now to widen the interstate from Post Falls to Coeur d'Alene. In tonight's Boomtown Story, KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares what you need to know.
The Idaho Transportation Department projects by 2045, traffic volumes will double. Its I-90 widening project is expected to alleviate current traffic congestions and prepare for future travel demands.
Change is coming to the Post Falls Coeur d'Alene I-90 corridor to improve traffic flow. While news of more construction might not be easy to hear,
construction causes a lot of delays.
Some are willing to go with the flow if it means an improvement down the road.
I will go out of my way to avoid it. I'll go around it.
Sue Gardner and Jeff Ward
Those are about 4.7.
are longtime North Idaho residents. They've watched the Coeur d'Alene community grow and with it, more traffic.
It's been getting gradually worse. You go out there on I-90 and you get in an accident out there and the freeway gets completely shut down.
ITD's latest project will widen the I-90 corridor to 4 lanes in both directions, stretching from Highway 41 to Highway 95. The project also includes improvements to the I-90 US 95 interchange by lengthening existing on and off ramps for safer merging. Construction is expected to begin in the summer of next year and completed by 2029.
We need more infrastructure in this area. I wish it would have happened sooner. Just because for several years it's just been congested. Everybody comes here in the summertime and more and more people are moving here.
This widening project will overlap with the current Post Falls Highway 41 interchange construction. ITD expects that project will wrap up in 2026.
As crews work to widen I-90, ITD says there will be reduced speeds and 2 lanes of traffic will be maintained in both directions during the day. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
A Delta Airlines plane flipped over during landing in Toronto today, badly injuring a child and 18 others.
It was coming from Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. The Federal Aviation Administration says all 80 people on board had to be evacuated. Officials say 1 child and 2 adults are critically injured.
Delta Airlines said that they are now working to confirm additional details, but still too early to say exactly what caused the plane to flip. We will share updates with you just as soon as we have them.
Today, hundreds of people, including several organizations, packed Riverfront Park in downtown Spokane to show their support for refugees and immigrant groups.
They voiced their opposition to President Trump's executive orders, including the one aimed at ending birthright citizenship. KREM 2's Regan Gallo has more tonight.
Well, behind me is the We Are Spokane March for Residents Day. That's what event leaders are calling it. And those event leaders say it's meant to boost community morale, support, and awareness of what they say are the critical protections that are in place that are at risk with President Trump's executive orders.
Uplifting that Spokane is stronger and more beautiful, the more diversity we can celebrate together.
The march took place 2 days before the White House's executive order aimed at ending birthright citizenship was supposed to take effect. In Spokane, Thrive International, a refugee resettlement organization, spoke at the event, highlighting their commitment to educating immigrant and refugee communities about their rights.
And a big piece of what we're doing right now is to try to make sure that folks who are being marginalized by new policies and by some of the ways the rhetoric's unfolding know that this is still their community.
On February 6th, the Washington State Attorney General's office announced that a federal judge granted the state's request for a preliminary injunction against the president's birthright citizenship executive order. The hearing was part of a multi-state lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington. The state's attorney confirmed with KREM 2 that no federal agencies can implement the order, so it will not go into effect on February 19th. They say the preliminary injunction blocks the order indefinitely, pending the resolution of the lawsuit. But the Attorney General office says the Trump administration has appealed the injunction to a higher court. Meanwhile, Spokane's Manzanita House say they are also supporting this cause.
It's doing Know Your Rights workshops, so we've been doing it online and in person.
They say the workshops are now open to anyone to ensure refugee communities are informed of their rights. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
All right, still ahead on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. We have more on the Trump administration's potential cuts to federal funding for education and how they may impact WSU.
An absolutely massive budgetary challenge that no one predicted.
The potential impact of faculty, students, and research coming up next.
And it wasn't just Spokane. Protesters taking to the streets across the nation today. We'll show you more coming up next.